This is a short video to review the steps involved in a CSV upload. The first step is to set up your data. If you're on the CSV upload page, so we'll go Orders, CSV Upload. In the Assign section, you will see that there are a lot of different types of information that can be uploaded as part of the CSV upload process, in addition to the basic information that is necessary to create an order. So clicking on each of these sections, you will see things like sales rep, unloadable code. In the miscellaneous section, things like cons reference number, is rush sold, color, additional charges such as administration fees, tax, tow fees, status where you can put dates, date requested, delivered date. In the general section, you'll have the basics, the shipper, the consignor, the origin, the destination, the VIN, but you'll also have things like the owner leasee, where you'll be able to set the carrier payable and a separate bill to, if required, the bay, the status of the order. So you will need to begin by organizing your data in columns with headers to indicate what information each of the columns represents. So let's look at a basic CSV upload. This is origin, destination, VIN, and then I've added columns like carrier payable. So we have the basic price at $100. We've put a carrier payable at $90, a driver base pay of $75. Rarer things like color and tax and sales rep ID. So again, if we go to the home page and then go Orders, CSV Upload, in the top left here, we can choose a file. Choose the file that we've saved. It's important that when you save the file, that you save it as a comma delimited file. So we choose the file, click it, open it, and automatically all the columns that are on our spreadsheet go to the unassigned. In this case, the VIN automatically assigned. And now we can click and drag to associate the unassigned to the assigned. So shipper, consignor, carrier, origin ID, destination ID. Perhaps when we were clicking the price, we accidentally put it in the bay. This is easily corrected by clicking the mistake in the assigned column and dragging it to the left to the unassigned. The top where it says drag here to unassigned, it'll automatically go to the bottom, and we can click again and put it, click and put it where it needs to go. Status, bay. And if we knew we were going to use this spreadsheet again and again to do CSV uploads, we could save a template. So we can put a name here and hit save. Now we'll go back to Orders, CSV Upload. We'll pick our file. We already have a template saved that will associate all the columns. So I'm going to pick the CSV template 1. And as soon as I click it, it takes all the columns that I've associated with the template and it moves it over to assigned. So it's very important that your file be exactly the same so that when it comes in, it automatically associates the columns where they need to go. This little summary section shows you what you have assigned or associated between the file and what's going to come in the CSV upload once we process it. Over on the left-hand side, you have the ability to set consignor and shipper, which are necessary in order to process the CSV, but because we've set them over here in the file itself, we don't need to set them here. Carrier ID and bill to, we can set them, but again, we've set them here. Status is a mandatory section, which you need to select, but we've set it on the CSV on the file in one of the columns right here, active, so we can ignore that. Origin domain, we would set that if we were using keys or codes instead of the actual VLMS client ID, which we'll touch base on in a second. We're going to need to enter an email address. So the results of this upload will be sent to the email address. We have headers on our columns, so we're going to click Ignore First Line and then Store. It's going to add a recent import here, so 331. We can look at it by clicking View. Now, normally these go into a queue, and if you've got hundreds of orders or the queue's busy, it may take several minutes for your CSV to process. No worry. You'll see your status here. You can click off and click back in at any time to see the status. You can also wait for the email to arrive. So what happens is when it's new, it'll say new. Once it's processed, it will either say okay or failed. So in this case, it's created the order. Now we can go look at that order, and we can see that the bay is set, the cons reference is set, there's the price, the carrier payable that we set different, and the driver base pay that we set different, the requested pickup date. And then we can look at the email that would be sent by the system. So the system sent the email, and it will list off all its successes and any failures. So you'll see all the order IDs here, and if there was any issues where it didn't create an order, you would see this here as well. Now, you can also use the domain and the keys or codes. So if we choose a different file, in this case, we've used Ford keys. So we're going to take the shipper, the consignor, which is Ford, we've got a carrier, and we're going to use an origin code. So if we go down here into the miscellaneous section, we'll associate the origin code, and then we'll go back to the general section and associate the destination code. So in this case, we've picked the consignor and the shipper, so we're good, and the carrier we picked as well. We don't need to pick the bill to if we don't want to. We're going to pick the status of pending pickup. We could pick inactive, or active. In this case, we're picking pending pickup. The origin domain, we're going to pick from the list, from the drop-down list, we're going to pick Ford, and the destination domain is Ford as well. Because these keys right here, CA8053, is a dealer code for Ford, and where did it go here? Down here in miscellaneous, 7M is an origin code. So again, we're going to put an email address in here so we can get the results of our CSV upload. We're going to ignore the first line, and we're going to hit store. A recent import has arrived, 332. We can view it. Again, if there was a lot on this, it would wait in the queue, but in this case, it's already processed, and we can go look at the order. So we didn't put much in our CSV for this. All we did was the consignor bill to of Ford, the carrier. We picked the origin of 7M, you can see it right there, and the destination of CA8053, and of course we gave the order a VIN. So that's sort of the basics of CSV upload. You also have the option of going to the question mark here for help and looking at the knowledge base. Look up, type CSV, and you'll see the written notes on CSV upload. And you can also hit open a new ticket if you have additional questions or you're having difficulty with the process. And someone from the support team will be glad to assist you. Thank you. Take care.